Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jason Dames. I'm with Final Star Fitness, and some of you may have seen a video I posted a few days ago, and the topic of that video was why calories are not what's making you fat. So hey, I just wanted to make a few little short mini series of about 3 to 4 videos explaining to you why that is, and then give you some takeaways that you can implement in your life that help make this year your final start. We want to give you the right information, accountability, and motivation. So with that said, let's just start out with the conventional advice that most people give you in terms of losing weight. You've been to the gym, you've been to the doctor, and they say just eat less than what you're putting in, right? Like it's a simple math equation, or just calories in versus calories out. And so guys, I hate to break it to you, but unfortunately it's way more complicated than that. I wish it was a lot easier, but it is a good baseline for you to get started at. Look at your macronutrients, look at the calories, but it's just kind of like a small, it's something small, a small part of the equation of the overall story. And so our goal with this content is going to be basically to step back, to take a bird's eye view or a wide angle lens approach to look at exactly what's going on physiologically. So that way when you do get some sort of advice, you're able to think through it logically and see if it has any validity to it. Some things are true in a particular context, but sometimes that same thing isn't true in another context. And there's a lot of variables that go into play here. And so we want to talk about some of those variables. But the biggest thing before we get into that, if you could ask yourself one question over and over again, you'll end up getting to the root cause, and then you'll be able to start building lifestyle habits that can actually fix the problems, and then you can get back to losing weight and having sustainable results. So ask yourself the question why. Like if I'm not losing weight and you're struggling to lose weight, ask yourself why. Normally it's because of hormonal imbalances, not just calories in versus calories out. So if your hormones are out of balance, then ask yourself, well, why are my hormones out of balance? Normally it's because of inflammation. So inflammation is driving this hormonal imbalance. So then you ask yourself, you guessed it, why am I inflamed? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So why am I inflamed? Then when you get to that really root cause, inflammation driving hormonal imbalances, then you can start implementing things in your life that will reduce the inflammation, get the hormones back on track, and then you can start losing weight again. So let's just talk about hormones. Hormones regulate your entire body. They're trying to keep your body in balance. Okay, they're going to affect your moods. They're going to affect and regulate your appetite, your sex drive, your digestion, your body temperature. So whenever you get too hot, your body releases hormones that make you sweat to cool yourself down. That's how it's kind of regulating. But even more importantly, when you are eating calories, hormones are going to dictate where those calories are getting partitioned, whether they're getting stored as fat or used as energy. So that's a big, big takeaway. The problem is when our hormones are out of balance, it's very, very frustrating because we're not going to be able to burn fat when we want to, and we're going to store more fat when we don't want to. It's a bad, bad place to be in. Some of you have been there and some of you are currently there now and you're like, please give me more information. I relate to you. I know what you're talking about. So let's talk a little bit about inflammation, and in the next video we'll talk about why inflammation is driving these hormonal imbalances, how it's impacting fat storage. Okay, so inflammation is your body's immune system, and we want inflammation. A lot of times it's an abstract term that people are like, oh, it's a bad thing. Well, inflammation is basically whenever you have some sort of threat on the body upregulates these T cells, macrophages, and white blood cells to help fight off infection when we have some sort of threat on the body. We want that, but too often in our society, our immune system's firing like chronically all the time, and this causes these hormones to move in a bad direction and cause you to store more fat. And so that's what inflammation is. It's a good thing. We just don't want it all the time. So on the next video, we're going to cover how inflammation affects these hormones and makes you store more fat. So we're going to talk about that on the flip side. So catch you later, guys.